Wagwan, welcome back to the DIY Yardie channel. This video is really a follow-up from a previous video I did on this 2005 Cadillac DeVille, where the customer was complaining of shaking and vibrating at high speeds when the brakes are applied. That problem was corrected, being that all front brake parts were changed out. But following that, there was another issue. But before I get into the issue, let me show you the tools we'll need for this job, which is our jack stand, our impact wrench, 1/2 inch drive socket, and or um, 15 millimeter screwdriver, 15 millimeter impact socket, and 19 millimeter impact socket. This is a 12 millimeter socket. You can see that. And 12 millimeter wrench. It's a box and an open end. And it's a 3/8 ratchet. This is our brake caliper piston compression tool with assorted fittings, and rear brake rotor and pads. Okay, so getting into this job, the first thing we want to do is, like I say, always block your wheels. Alright, in Jamaica we say catch your wheel, yardman style. Being that I'm working on an incline, block in the back of the wheel. So on this car, since we're working on the back, to show you the jack from the frame or the body of the car in this area where you see that slot, that's where you want to jack from. Okay, you want to get your jack onto that spot, get it in place, and start jacking them up right there. Okay, once you got a car off the ground, which whenever I'm doing brake jobs, I usually take it up, maybe 2 to 3 inches off the ground. You want to put your jack stand under some hard metal under the car. Okay, so this is in the back of the car. This is the part of the frame. That's where you want to put it. I'm gonna pop our wheels off, up cap or center cap. Now get the wheels removed. Now the reason I'm doing this job is, like I said, I've previously done a complete front brake overhaul on this car because the owner was complaining of the steering wheel shaking and vibrating. That problem was corrected. The problem we're having now is there's a thump noise while we're moving along or driving along and braking again, but no vibration in the steering wheel. That's fixed. So we're going to remove the rear brakes and do a complete brake job on the rear also. In this caliper system, the braking, emergency braking or park brake, is all in one. So you have the park brake and the brakes in one unit. Unlike the front, where it's just the brakes or the brake caliper only. So in this on the rear, it's a bit different than the front. So to get started, you have to unplug. This is their ABS. I had unplugged this, so I'm just showing you where it comes from. So you unplug that and remove it out of the way. And there are 2 bolts holding this caliper, so you top and bottom. Those 2 have to be pulled. But there's a 3rd bolt on the caliper that has to be pulled also, which is down at the bottom here. It's a 12 millimeter. So I'm going to get that out. So what happened is this car has been sitting for a while, so the rotors, got some rust on them, really dug into them. So it was, like I said, it was sitting for a while, but it had been, they started driving it, but that's when they were complaining of the shaking in the steering wheel and the thump. So ends up or turns out all the rotors and brakes have to be replaced. So now this is our 15. We're going to pull these two bolts. Pretty tight because these bolts have what's called Loctite on them. If you're familiar with Loctite, it's a substance they put on the bolt, to keep them from backing out or loosening. Because on a car, typical car, when you use your brakes, it's a lot of vibration. So Loctite prevents the bolts from backing off or loosening up. Kind of a tight spot to work down in here. So now we're going to try to remove this caliper. But like I said, being this caliper has the park brakes built in, it's a little, it grabs on a little bit, so you have to use something to kind of pry it off once you get everything loose. Okay, so pry it back. Now these calipers, you don't have that much room to move it around, like to swing it around like the front, because there's a brake hose attached to it as well as the park brake line. So it's a little more, or a little less, I should say, room to move it around. And like now that the rotor is out of the way, yes, we can move it around some. So this piece I removed, that's the caliper bracket. Remove that. Okay, so now on the caliper, where you see those little slots, once the caliper is pushed in, those slots have to be in that same position once the caliper is pushed in. So I'll show you how we do that. Need the caliper compression tool again, caliper piston compression tool. You have to find the correct fitting for this caliper. Now see we have assorted fittings here. Okay, these have to be in this position once the caliper is pushed in. So you find the correct fitting from your caliper compression tool. You see there are assorted ones. So this is the closest one that will work on this car. Comes from this spot. So you put it onto the caliper. You make sure you got a nice snug fit. So on this caliper, you can't just push the piston in. It has to be turned like a screw or wound in. That's what this part is for. So once you find the correct or the snuggest fit, you attach it to the compression tool or the other part of the compression tool. Working with one hand, it's kind of hectic doing it this way, but trying to film and get a good shot. Okay, so you put it on and you make sure it's tight into the caliper. Has that adjustment to make sure that it's tight into the caliper. Once it's tight, then you put your wrench on and you start to wind again. Let's see if I can show you. See, so it winds and compresses at the same time. Every time you wind in, you have to take up the slack. Okay, so that piston has to go in all the way. And to make sure, again, like I said, that those two little butterfly looking things, that they have to be straight up and down. See how it looks there? Okay, this is a shot of the rotor. See that rust? It's actually gouged in. So, you know, most cases, well, in some cases, you can have those rotors surfaced or resurfaced, but this one was too far gone. So, you know, there's some places like machine shops that do stuff like that. So, to get your new rotors on, you gotta first get them cleaned up. Like I said, there are different types of rotors. There are some that comes all gray with no oil. This one has oil to prevent it from rusting. So you get this all cleaned up before you install it to the car. You don't want to put it on a car with the oil on it. That's a world of problems you're asking, or you're putting yourself into. So get it nice and clean. I usually use some rubbing alcohol on a piece of cloth like this and wipe the surface of the rotor dry and clean. Clean both sides, actually, inside and outside. Get it nice and clean. Once you get it nice and clean, then the next step is to install it onto the car. Now, I'm gonna apologize right here because I lost the rest of the footage of the installation, or a part of the footage of the installation. So I hope this video helps you. You know, you just do everything in reverse that you did removing it from the car, and you should be good. So once the wheel is back on the car, the next step is, you know, always want to pump your brake pedal. Make sure the brake is nice and tight. Okay, pumping your brake pedal gets the air out of the system, and make sure your pedal is back nice and tight before you test drive the car. So I always pump at least four pumps to make sure the pedal is tight. First two, I don't try to push too hard on all the way down. I just push, pump till it's nice and firm, and you should be good to go. Job done.